Before you use AI for research again, you need to watch this. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 incredibly powerful AI research tools that, in many cases, go far beyond what most people are doing with ChatGPT right now. If you're writing papers, planning studies, or trying to publish in 2025, the way you use AI matters more than ever. These tools can help you choose stronger, more original research topics. Not just random ideas, but ideas that actually have the potential to get published in serious Q1 Scopus Index journals. They can help you review the literature dramatically faster without cutting corners. They can speed up parts of your data analysis workflow. And yes, they can even support you in writing clearer, more structured research papers while avoiding plagiarism and maintaining academic integrity. But here's the key. Using AI the wrong way can hurt your work. Using it the right way can completely transform it. So what I'm going to do is start with tool number 5 and work our way up. Each one gets more powerful, and by the end of this video, I'll show you the one tool that, if used properly, can permanently change how you approach research and academic writing in 2025 and beyond. If you're serious about doing better research, publishing smarter, and saving time without sacrificing quality, this is going to be important. Let's get into it. Do you ever feel like you are completely lost in the sea of papers you are reading? You open one PDF, then another, and somehow 3 hours later, you are still reading, but you are not any clearer about how everything fits together. You know the information is important, but it feels scattered. It feels disconnected. And when it is time to actually write, your mind goes blank because you cannot clearly see the bigger picture. If that sounds familiar, this is exactly where Research Rabbit comes in. This is number 5 on my list of the top AI research tools you should be using in 2025. And I am not saying that lightly. This tool changes the way you see your literature review. Instead of going down the rabbit hole of reading and never actually producing anything meaningful, Research Rabbit shows you the structure behind the chaos. With just one click, it builds visual literature maps that show how different studies connect to each other. You can instantly see how the papers in your field relate, where they overlap, and where they branch off into new ideas. It is like stepping back and finally seeing the whole forest instead of staring at one tree at a time. You are not guessing anymore. You are seeing real connections laid out clearly in front of you. One of the most powerful features is that it also highlights the studies that do not connect directly. That is important because sometimes the gaps are just as meaningful as the links. You can quickly identify similar work and see how that similar work connects to your own research. That means you can discover highly relevant papers you might have missed without spending weeks searching through databases. When you hover over a study, you can clearly see how it links to others in the network. The ones shown in green represent the papers you are already using in your literature review. The blue ones point to related studies that you may need to read next. This visual clarity makes it much easier to decide what deserves your time and what does not. Another feature I really appreciate is the timeline view. You can switch and instantly see the research from the newest studies all the way back to the oldest foundational work. This helps you check whether you are truly up to date or whether you might be missing key older studies that shape the field. It keeps your review balanced and credible. You can also explore author connections. Research Rabbit allows you to see how different researchers are linked through their work. This is incredibly useful because sometimes you realize there's a key author you have overlooked. By seeing how authors connect, you can quickly identify whose work you need to include to strengthen your literature review, and it gets even better. With one click, you can connect it to Zotero and import your existing folders directly into Research Rabbit. Once your library is inside, you immediately start seeing the connections mapped out visually. It saves you time and removes the manual effort of reorganizing everything from scratch. What makes this tool even more impressive is that it is completely free. There are no hidden paid plans, no locked features. You can sign up and start using it right away. The link is in the description if you want to try it for yourself. So when it comes to the best AI research tools you should be using in 2025, Research Rabbit easily earns its place at number 5. It does not just help you read more, it helps you understand more, and that is what truly makes the difference between feeling overwhelmed and thinking like a PhD genius. Have you ever stared at a blank page for hours, knowing exactly what you want to say in your research paper, but somehow the words just will not come out? You have the ideas in your head, you understand the theory, you have read the papers, but when it is time to write, everything freezes. It is painful, it is frustrating, and it can make you question whether you are even cut out for research in the first place. I have been there, and I know how heavy that feeling can be. One of the big downsides of tools like Research Rabbit is that while they are great for finding papers and mapping connections, they do not actually help you write. Discovery is only half the battle. At some point, you have to turn all that reading into clear, structured sentences on a page. That is why the next two AI research tools I'm about to show you are so important, because they focus directly on solving the writing problem. The first one is Paperpile. Paperpile works as a Microsoft Word plugin that you can download and install, so it appears directly inside your Word document. That means you do not need to switch between different apps or platforms. It sits right where you are already writing, which makes the whole process feel natural and seamless. And what makes it powerful is how quickly it can help you build structure. Within seconds, it can generate outlines for different sections of your paper, or even suggest a full structure for the entire manuscript. Imagine opening a new document and instead of staring at an empty page, you instantly see a clear introduction framework ready to guide you. Paperpile can also act like a research partner who never sleeps. You can use its research and cite feature, type in a question related to your topic, or select one of the suggested prompts, and it will generate an answer that is grounded in research. It often includes potential citations and references that you can explore further. From there, you can take concepts from the outline, paste them into the chat, and ask Paperpile to define them more clearly or expand on them. Not only will it develop the idea, but it can also point you toward useful sources. Just think about how much time that saves compared to manually searching, reading, and rewriting everything from scratch. And then there is the proofreading tool built right in. You can open any section of your writing, click the proofreading button, and within moments you receive a report highlighting possible mistakes along with suggestions for improvement. What I like is that the suggestions are organized into categories, so you are not overwhelmed by a giant wall of corrections. You can go step by step, accepting the changes that make sense and ignoring the ones that do not. That alone can save you a significant amount of money that would otherwise go to editing services. On top of that, you can improve your writing by paraphrasing sentences, making them more concise, adjusting the tone to sound more academic, or finding better synonyms. These small refinements add up. Over time, they can save you thousands of dollars in writing courses or professional proofreading fees. There is even a built-in plagiarism check. If you are worried about unintentional overlap, you can upload your file and receive a report powered by industry-standard technology. It gives you peace of mind before submission. One of the newer features is the AI review option. This allows you to receive feedback on flow, structure, and clarity without paying for a separate editor. It can suggest expanding weak sections, strengthening your introduction, or improving transitions between paragraphs. Is it perfect? No, it is still evolving. But when you think about the time, effort, and cost it can save, it becomes an incredibly valuable support tool for any researcher. You can get started with Paperpile for free using the link in the description. On my list of the top 5 AI research tools you should be using in 2025, Paperpile almost took the bronze medal. It just barely missed it to another fantastic writing tool called Jenny, which we are about to explore next. Unlike Paperpile, Jenny is not a Microsoft Word plugin. And honestly, if the developers ever add that feature, it would instantly become one of the strongest tools in academic writing. Maybe by 2026, it will take the gold medal. But even without that integration, there is a reason I ranked Jenny ahead. Its real power is in generating incredibly detailed outlines, not just for research papers, but for thesis chapters, dissertations, and any academic project you are working on. All you need to do is create a new document and clearly tell Jenny what you are writing. Within seconds, it gives you a structured outline with clear headings. The first version might feel a bit simple. That is normal. The key step is to open the AI chat and tell Jenny exactly what kind of outline you want. When you do that, the second version becomes much more detailed. It does not just list headings. It breaks them down into subpoints, suggests what to discuss under each section, and even estimates word counts. That level of structure saves serious time and mental energy. Another major advantage Jenny has over Paperpile is the library feature. You can upload PDFs directly into your workspace. Once they are there, you can chat with them. You can ask Jenny to summarize a specific paper, extract the key arguments, or help you build your literature review based on selected sources. If you mention a specific PDF, Jenny will read it and respond with information from that document. This makes connecting ideas much faster. Jenny also helps when you feel stuck. Instead of staring at a blank screen, you can highlight a sentence and ask it to expand the idea. Or you can ask for a clear definition of a concept and use that as a starting point. On top of that, it improves fluency, paraphrases awkward lines, and helps you strengthen arguments. It can save you money on editing and proofreading. That said, no AI tool replaces original thinking. You still need strong research ideas, deep reading, and careful data analysis. Jenny will not do that part for you, but it removes friction and helps you move faster. and that is what makes the difference. That's why the silver medal for the best 5 AI research tools for 2025 goes to AvidNote, and I don't say that lightly. The number of things this tool can do across the entire research process is honestly kind of mind-blowing. It's not just a writing assistant, it's more like a full research companion that stays with you from the first rough idea all the way to journal submission. If you're a university lecturer, it can even help you plan lessons and grade student texts. If you're running interviews, it can suggest strong interview questions and help you build structured surveys. If you're working with data, it supports both quantitative and qualitative analysis. And if you're just starting out, it can help you plan your whole study from the ground up so you're not staring at a blank page wondering what comes next. What really impressed me is how it supports long-term thinking. It can suggest future research directions, recommend relevant conferences, and even help revise a full manuscript before you submit it to a journal. If your paper is already written, you can proofread it and improve clarity without losing your voice. It also includes the core writing features you'd expect from tools like Jenny or Paperpile, which means you can structure thesis chapters, research papers, and reports in a clean, logical way. On top of that, it can guide you toward choosing the right methodology, which is often the part that trips people up the most. One of the biggest time savers, though, is how it handles PDFs. You can upload a paper and ask direct questions about it. You can ask about the methodology, the limitations, or the main findings. You can even use predefined questions that are already tailored to that specific paper. Just think about how much time that saves during a literature review. Instead of rereading the same sections over and over, you get focused answers in seconds. Because AvidNote truly supports you from A to Z, from generating research ideas to defining methods, reading literature, analyzing data, writing the paper, and selecting the right journal, I've given it the silver medal for 2025. Now you might be wondering why it's not number 1. The main reason is the interface. It can feel a bit clunky. Some features are harder to find than they should be. You have to click around more than expected, and it's not always intuitive. Once you learn it, it's powerful. But compared to smoother tools, it still has room to improve, and that's exactly why the next tool I'm about to show you takes the number 1 spot. In my opinion, the gold medal for the best AI research tool to use in 2025 goes to SciSpace. I've tested a lot of tools over the years for literature reviews, academic writing, and generating research ideas, and most of them do one thing well, but fall short somewhere else. SciSpace feels different. It brings everything together inside one clean, simple interface that doesn't overwhelm you. Instead of paying for 5 or 6 separate tools and jumping between tabs all day, you can focus on one platform that actually covers what you need as a researcher. It may not have every advanced feature under the sun, like some heavier tools out there, but what it does quickly, clearly, and in a way that just makes sense. And when you're deep in research mode, that simplicity matters more than flashy extras. Let's talk about literature reviews first, because that's where most researchers lose hours, sometimes weeks. SciSpace allows you to generate a full overview of the literature around a topic in a fraction of the time it would normally take. Instead of chatting with one single PDF at a time like many other tools force you to do, you can ask a question and see multiple relevant papers at once. It shows you which studies address your question, gives you summaries, and then lets you chat not just with one paper, but with a whole collection of them together. That means you can compare findings, identify patterns, and spot contradictions without manually switching back and forth between documents. If you upload your own PDFs into your library or connect your reference manager, you can select several papers and ask targeted questions across all of them. Within seconds, you get synthesized answers that would normally take hours of reading and note-taking. On top of that, SciSpace includes a powerful AI writing module built right into the same workspace. You can generate outlines in seconds. You can ask it to draft an introduction, shape a conclusion, suggest counterarguments, improve the flow of a paragraph, or even insert properly formatted citations. What I really appreciate is that the literature review and writing features live in the same place. You don't have to read in one tool and then copy everything into another tool just to start writing. Everything is connected. Your sources, your notes, your drafts, all together. That alone saves serious time and mental energy. Another feature that often gets overlooked is AI detection. If you're using AI to support your writing, it's smart to check how your text might be flagged. SciSpace includes a built-in AI detector. You paste your text, click Analyze, and it gives you a report highlighting sentences that may appear AI-generated, along with a score ranging from high probability to low probability. Instead of paying for separate detection software, you can handle it inside the same platform. Again, everything in one place. SciSpace also helps you generate new research ideas. Based on your search history and selected topics, It suggests related questions, identifies gaps in existing studies, and points out directions for future research. You get a clear summary of what has already been done and what still needs exploration. That's incredibly useful if you're trying to design a thesis, write a grant proposal, or simply find a novel angle in a crowded field. And here's something many researchers don't think about enough: promotion. Citations are the currency of academia. The more your work is seen and discussed, the more impact it can have. SciSpace can turn your uploaded paper into presentation slides in minutes. It can even generate a short promotional video script and formatted content ready for social media. Instead of spending days preparing slides for a conference or figuring out how to explain your paper online, you get a structured starting point instantly. You can edit it, personalize it, and publish it much faster. So when I look at everything together, literature review, writing, AI detection, idea generation, and even research promotion, SciSpace feels like a complete toolkit for 2025. It doesn't try to be everything. It focuses on what researchers truly need and delivers it in a way that saves time, reduces stress, and helps you produce better work. If you're serious about managing research papers like a PhD genius, this is a tool worth exploring. Now that you've seen the 5 best AI research tools you should be using in 2025, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually use all of this in real life? Tools are great, but strategy is what really makes the difference. If you don't know how to combine them the right way, you'll still waste time, still feel overwhelmed, and still end up staring at a pile of PDFs at midnight. That's exactly why the next video matters so much. In the next episode, I'm going to walk you through, step by step, how to use AI to complete an incredible literature review up to 10 times faster, without plagiarism and without cutting corners. I'll show you how to ask the right questions, how to structure your research workflow, how to synthesize multiple papers at once, and how to turn all of that into clear, original writing that actually sounds like you. No fluff, no shortcuts that get you in trouble, just a smarter way to work. If you're serious about becoming more efficient, more confident, and honestly less stressed as a researcher, you don't want to miss that video. So make sure you watch the next one right now. It's linked on the screen and in the description. And if this helped you even a little bit, hit like, subscribe, and join this community. My goal here is simple. I want to help you work smarter, protect your time, and produce research you're proud of. I'll see you in the next video.